Introducing the 3-part options course with Hans Albrecht. Get access for free by scanning this QR code or clicking on the link in the description.
Guys, welcome to another Chase review video. So I am going to discuss some of the trades I've taken. So as you can see here, I had a chart of Apple and I entered around 229 and I expected around 240. And you can see here that we pretty much had profits on Apple, had profit on Apple. And then I didn't want to wait till 240 because it was kind of expiring tomorrow. So that's the reason, I kind of closed my trade for 111%. So let's review. Why did I choose the chart of Apple? As you can see here, we were pretty much, where's 229? We were sitting on support. So as you can see here, this was the bottom of the channel holding a support. So for me, as long as we held this, we didn't break, then the market was going to be bullish. So as long as the market was bullish, Apple was going to get supported at the support level. Though we did see here, I actually entered the trade. We were on Feb 3rd and we did have profits, but we kind of went sideways for 3 days before we shot up again. So that is sometimes tends to happen. The reason I never exited the trade, even though we went sideways, is because we held the support level. And this is a support level that we've been holding on since June of 2024. So that's the reason I took this Apple trade. And that's the reason you could see the minute we broke out of this consolidation, we had a massive breakout. So that's the reason, whether I was bullish or bearish, I thought Apple was going to bounce. And it's kind of the reasoning behind this trade and why it was successful. Similarly, I opened COIN up. And as you can see here, COIN was also open on Feb 3rd. And you can see here, we were sitting here on Feb 3rd and I expected us, right? We gapped down. I think on DeepSeek or some news we gapped down. And as you can see here, I had this as a previous support level. So I fully expected COIN to have a bounce, but same as Apple, given that it had earnings, we kind of just went sideways for a few days before we kind of broke out. And then you can see what ended up happening on COIN is, you can see here, we had one partial profit. The day I bought it, you can see we had a partial profit, but since we went sideways, we did absolutely nothing on COIN. And then finally, we ended up getting supported and then we ended up moving higher. And you can see here, we ended up hitting 293, 300, and we're still haven't hit 313. So the thing is, the reason, as I mentioned last time, I tend to keep partial profits in case I want to decrease if I'm wrong. What if I'm wrong on earnings? I want to decrease my losses on my earnings, which is why I have a partial profits here. And you can see here, this morning, we are kind of opening sideways on COIN. I would ideally or have preferred to open over 311 and then I would have been confident that we're easily going to push at least $100. You can see here that we are kind of rejecting the resistance. So if you are bullish this morning, I would say that COIN would need to break over this 312. If it does, then it's absolutely going to squeeze into 425 and even 450. Otherwise, we could kind of still go sideways for a little bit longer before it moves higher. But I'm still bullish on COIN. This earnings trade didn't go exactly the way I would have liked it. But again, I ended up removing most of my contracts. I have only one lotto on COIN. So yeah, maybe it hits on a Friday morning. Let's see. But yeah, otherwise, I would again enter this. If we kind of can get supported and push over 311, we're definitely going to have the breakout to the upside on COIN. Otherwise, a little more sideways before it moves higher. But yeah, I don't think COIN is done. It still looks incomplete to me. So that's what I have for COIN. And last but not the least, I entered AMD as an earnings trade. And again, I didn't mention that it was super risky. As you can see here, I had a target of 126. And if I go to the chart of AMD on the 4-hour, you'll be able to see that we actually hit my target. You can see here that we can see, do you see this? We actually hit exactly 126 and we rejected it again. That's kind of the irony of earnings is even if you can kind of predict it in a wave structure, you never know whether it'll pump and dump or dump and pump. So that's the risk you run with earnings. As you can see here, I had a partial profit on AMD. So I was able to kind of relieve some of my risk on AMD. But again, it was a lotto. I said it was a earnings lotto. So didn't go according to plan though. We hit my target. Unfortunately, we can't sell after hours. But yeah, if you want me to look at the chart of AMD, as I mentioned on my weekly video, I am bullish. This 110 to 900 is your buy zone. Even if you can keep buying as it goes down, but I fully expect an oversold bounce on AMD at least into 140, 145, maybe in the next couple of months. So yeah, still bullish on AMD. I'm just looking to see when we can attack. You can see here, we have been sideways for 4 days. If we can gap and go today, then we will be bullish and we've likely bottomed. Otherwise, if we close bearish today, then we likely come down into that 100 before we push higher. So yeah, that's all I have for this week's review. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Join Chase to trade with Rithika and other experts. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly wave list videos and other content.